Hello guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video, we're gonna make this awesome interior design website using the Elementor and the WordPress. So let me show the demonstration of the project which we're gonna make in this video from start. Okay, so let's refresh this website, and after refreshing, I will show you all the things which we're gonna make in this video. Okay, so let's wait and we're gonna refresh. Okay, so after refreshing, you can see that here we have a simple slides. So you can see that our slides are changing. Here you can see that we have this website, and here we have the transparent header. Okay, and this header is not sticky. Here we have book a call button. Here we have this type of menus. Okay, so this is the transparent menu, and this is also not sticky when we scroll. Okay, and here also you can see that when I refresh this, so you can see that we have some sequence animation here. Okay, so the animations are coming like this, and they are really fast. So I prefer fast animation because they make the website fast. Okay, so here we have two buttons, get started and view project. Here we have the shrink animation in both of them, and also the colors are changing on the hover. Okay, and here also we have the social icons, so you can add this type of social icons also. Okay, and these images are also changing, so these are the slideshow. Okay, so let's move to the next section. Okay, so here in the next section you can see that we have our about us section, and here also we have this type of layout. Here we have this type of layout, and here we have about us, rooted in design. Here we have some lists and all, and here we have counters. So let me refresh this and I will show you the counters. Okay, so the animations are working like this, so let me show you. So here if you go, these animations will come like this, and here you can show all your project experience and all the things which you want to show here. Okay, so let's go below. Here you can see that we have our white user section. Here you can add your client satisfaction level and all these type of images, contact us. Okay, and here you can show all of these things about your company, like experience and passionate, whatever you want to say. So we're gonna build this type of layout here. So it is also override layout, you can see. So I will show you how to build this type of section also. Okay, so let me refresh this and let's go back to that section again. So here you can see that we have this type of section, and here also we have the client satisfaction. So after that you can see that we have the services section, and here we have this type of layout, and here you can see that we have some sequence animation here also. So if I show you again, you can see our website have animations, and here you can see we have the animations. Okay, and here we have this type of gradient effect also. When I hover on this, we have this type of animations. So I will show you how you can do that by using the Elementor. Here you can see the animations are doing like that, and here we have the simple buttons. So you can showcase all of the services like this. Here we have the gradient colors and all. Okay, and you can also add a link to your single services page in so you can expand this kit further according to you, whatever you want to add. Okay, so here you can see we have this type of animation. Okay, so let's move to the next section. Here we have projects, so you can showcase all your projects. Right now I'm showing the current projects. Here we have the living room, minimalist space design, modern family house. Okay, so we have this type of tabs here. So here you can showcase all your tabs and all your projects if you want to show like this. Here you can showcase all the projects images in a gallery like this. Okay, so right now I'm using the same content inside, but you can just replace this content and add, and here you can add one more link to that view detail page, so it will take you to the main project page. Okay, so you can make this type of project section like this. I will show you how you can build this step by step by using the Elementor. Okay, so you can see that Here also we have the view detail button and all like this. So let's move to the next section. Here we have the CT section. You can see, and this image will, this image is fixed behind. You can see when I scroll, this image is fixed behind. Okay, and here we have start your project today, lorem ipsum, get started, view project. So you can add links to this also. Here we have transparent things, and also the images behind. So let's go below. Here you can see that we have the whatever client says meant the review section. So this section also have animations, so let me show that also. Let's go to this section. You can see we can go to this responsive section, and here you can see CTA. Here we have the trusted by many. Here we have the slider, what client says. Here we have discover more button. So here you can add your major clients according to you, whatever you want to add. So you can add, so you can make this type of layout. I will show you how you can make these slides, and also how to make this type of layout and all. Okay, so let's go below. Here we have the frequently asked questions. Here you can see we have the FAQs. Okay, so these are the FAQs. So you can showcase this type of FAQs and all. Here we have the form. Okay, so you can fill out this form and submit this. So here we also have this hover effect on this button. Okay, here we also have some animation. So let me show you the animation. Okay, so the animations are very much required nowadays. They make the website looks really good. So you can see when we go FAQ, we have this type of animation which come from left and right. Okay, so I will show you how you can build that also. So at last you can see we have the footer. In footer also we have some animations. So let me show that also. Okay, so I am showing the animation again and again because they are very fast, so we can miss it. So here we have some animations also. So we have this beautiful footer. Okay, so this is looking simple, but it is also very I think looking good. So here we have all of these menus. Here you can show all of the contact details. Here we have the subscribe to newsletter form. Here we have hover effect on this button. Here we have scroll to top button, and here we have the logo and all. Okay, and here we can say follow our social media. Okay, so let's click on this, and it will take us to the top of the website. Okay, so here we have the scroll to top button, which also hide after some time. So when we scroll, this will appear. Okay, we can just click and move to the top. So here you can see that we have links also. So when I click on the about, it will take me to the about section. Okay, similarly you can add to the services. Okay, so all these sections are properly linked. Also I will show you how you can build this using the Elementor. Okay, so let me show the mobile part of the website now. So you can see that the mobile part, here we also have the fully responsive website. So let's me refresh this again and show you that we have the, so here you can see that we have the slideshow working in the mobile part also, and this is looking very stunning. Here we have the mobile menu. Okay, mobile menu. So here we have the book a call button. Here we have the logo, and here you can see that we have the social icons and all, and this transparent slideshow is looking very good. Okay, images are updating. So here you can see the about us section fully responsive. Okay, so let's go one by one below. Okay, so I will show you how you can build this type of responsive website by using the Elementor and the WordPress. And step by step, we are not going to import any pre-made templates like other YouTubers. I will show you that how to build this type of website step by step from start. Here you can see that we have the slider. Okay, so we can click on this, we can slide this. Okay, like this. Then here we have this image. Okay, and here we can go to this. Here you can see that we have this CTA section. Okay, here we have the buttons and all. Okay, so you can see that. So let's go below. Here you can see that we have the CTA. Here we have the client section. Okay, so here also we can slide it. Okay, so I will show you how you can build this type of awesome website using the Elementor and the WordPress. No coding is required, but you should know how to, but you should know the CSS, because Elementor new page builder is totally dependent on the CSS. Okay, so if you know the CSS, it will be helpful for you to understand what properties are which in Elementor settings. Okay, so this is the FAQ section. Here you can see that we have the FAQ, we have this type of things. Okay, and at last you can see that we have this contact us form. Okay, here you can just fill out the form and send the details. At last we have the footer, which is also fully responsive for the smaller skins. Here you can see that the newsletter section form is looking very good. Okay, so we can also click on this and go to the top of the website. Okay, you can just click on this to go to the respective section like this. Okay, we can click on this and go to the testimonials also. Okay, so I will show you how you can link this type of things to your menus step by step. Also, we are not gonna import any pre-made template like other YouTubers. We're gonna build this everything from start. Okay, so also you can get all of these images in the video description for free. Also, if you want to buy this website kit, you can check out the links are all in the video description. Also, you can support us. Please support us and you can also buy our kits, and also we are selling Elementor Pro. You can also check out that in the video description. It's lifetime validity. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start the video and we're gonna build this website step by step from start. Okay, so I have installed a fresh WordPress installation and we're gonna build that website from start. So let me move that to this side. Okay, so let me show the themes and the plugin which are required for making this. So let's go to the themes and let's see. So I'm gonna using this official Hello Elementor theme. So let me delete this second theme which is not required, of course. So let me show the plugins. So for the plugins, we are only using the Elementor and its Pro version. So this is purely Elementor based website. Okay, so I will show you how to make this type awesome custom websites. We are not importing any pre-made templates like other YouTubers. Okay, we are gonna make this step by step from start. Okay, so after that you can go to the pages option. Here you have to add a new page that I have already done. After that I will show you, I will give you all of these images which I have using here. So I will give you all of these images for follow along with me. All the links are in the video description, do check it out. Okay, so after that let's go to the settings. Here we have to go to the reading option, and here we have to do one thing. Here we have to go to the static page, and here we have to make this page static. Then we have to save the changes. Okay, then after that you can also do some other setting, like in general you can just change this website name and all. Okay, tagline and all you can keep it all. Okay, then after that we have to just open the all pages. So let's open this here. Okay, and then we can click on this edit with Elementor. Okay, you can also open this page from here, visit site, so it will open the home page. Okay, so we are gonna build this first. Okay, so we're gonna build this, then after that we will move to other sections. Okay, do check it out our all the other website kits also. Okay, I hope you will like it. Okay, so let's go here. This is the structure. So first we have to add some colors. Okay, we need some colors and all. So for that I'm gonna go to the site settings, and here we gonna import some colors. So I'm gonna copy the colors from color picker tool. So first we have to go to the global color, and here we have to add theme. Let's name this orange, or I prefer to use theme 1. Okay, then after that we have some dark color this. So let me go to the color picker tool also, and we're gonna copy this color code also. Okay, then we're gonna write here theme 2, and here we're gonna put this. Okay, then after that you can see we have this BG color also. So let me copy this again, BG color, and here I'm gonna write theme BG. Okay, like this. Then after that you can see we have all of these colors same, no else color is needed. Okay, and also let me show you what are the fonts we are using. So let's go to the fonts ninja, and we gonna check what are the fonts. So we are using the Poppins, and this is Laura regular. So let me save this. Also we need a black color, I think. So let me use the color picker tool again, and I'm gonna copy this black color. Okay, so let me copy this theme black, and here we're gonna write this, here we're gonna write this. Okay, then after that let's again go to the site settings. Here I have all of these colors, so let's get back. Here we have to go to the global fonts, and here we have to choose the primary fonts to Poppins. Okay, and secondary fonts also we have to choose Laura. Let's choose Laura fonts for the secondary. Okay, and for the text we're gonna choose again this Laura font, and for the accent Also we're gonna choose the lower font. So we are making the fonts and these colors totally globals from now. Okay, because we have to add the fonts again and again, so this is the best practice to do. So let's go to the typography, and here also we have this body tag. So in the body we're gonna use the let's use for the body LoRa fonts. Okay, like this. And for the all the H1 fonts we're gonna use the Poppins. So let's go to the Poppins. We have to choose Poppins for all, so let's choose the Poppins for this also. For S3 also we have to choose the Poppins. Okay, and for the H4 also we have to choose the Poppins. For the H5 fonts, Poppins, and for the S6 font also we have to choose Poppins. Okay, so let's save the changes, then we can close this. Okay, so you can see we are ready to make. So now we're gonna make this hero section. So for that we have to enter add two section layout, and here we can write hero. Okay, here we can write 1300 max width, and this would be like this. Here we're gonna remove all of this padding and all. We can add 80 and 80 to the top. Okay, so let's go to the next. Here we can have remove all of this. Also to the second, remove all of this. Okay, now we can click on this hero. Let's go to styles, and here we have to add some images. So let's choose the images. So we're gonna choose these images. Okay, for our gallery. Okay, so we have to choose 3 seconds, and here we can choose the default size cover and the background position center and center. Okay, let's go to, and we can enable this curves band effect, so it will make a zoom effect like this. Let's go to the background overlay, and here we can add this and make this black. Okay, then we can change this like this. Okay, so for right now let's keep this 0.6, let's keep this 0.5. Okay, now we can go to the layout, and here we can make this 700 like this. Okay, now you can see that. So first let's go to this one. Let's name this one, let's name this two. So for the one we're gonna make it let's make it 70%, and for the two we're gonna make this to 30%. Okay, like this. Now we have to add this headings and all, so let's add this heading, and this is saying welcome to home spire, so we can name this. Okay, after that we need to change this. So fonts is already done, so that's why we have, so let's make this 500, and let's increase the font size like this. Then we have this text, so let's make this here. Okay, and here we can add this this. Here also we can make this, so you can see, and here also we can make this 500, and let's increase the font size. Okay, we can make this 80. Okay, let's make this 70. Okay, and here we have this line height. We can choose the EM value, and this would be 1.1. Okay, then we have the lorem ipsum, so we can just drag and drop this here. Okay, and here we have this. Okay, and here you can see we can make this white also like this. Okay, and here as you can see we have these two buttons now, so we can just add a button here. Okay, means first you have to add the containers. Okay, you can also name this here, like we can name this DTN box, so you will remember which section is which. Okay, so putting this structure is very important. So here we can write get started. Okay, and we can also color this. So this is the white and this is this color, so let's do that. So here we can make this to white. Inside this I think we have the black. Okay, right, black. Okay, so here also if you want to change the font, you can just change the font if you don't like this. Okay, so This is good that we can set some global, and if we don't like it we can change that. Okay, so in this way there will be a consistency with the fonts. You don't want to choose all the fonts again and again. So I hope this is a good approach. Okay, so here we have the border radius. We don't want the border radius. Also on hover, we want to put some animations. So let's put some simple animations. Okay, I prefer simple animation which make the website fast. Shrink animation. Okay, let's duplicate this. So you can see this go below. Now here comes this style. If you know the CSS flex box, you will understand how to use this. The direction will be row and everything is set. So let's make this. So here again we have to reverse the colors. Here we can make this, here we can make this, and here we can make this white, and we can make this black. So we can reverse these colors. So here we have the view project. Here we have the view project. So we can rename this view project. Okay. And now we can just click on the button box, and here we can have this to make this 30. Okay, this is done. Now let's go here and we're gonna refresh. You can see here, you can see we have this lights, and this is also working. Only one thing is that we don't have added this buttons, means icon, so we can choose this icon. Okay, so this is the icon widget. We can just drag and drop this here. We can make this in the right direction. So here we can just make this frame, and here we can choose the Facebook. Okay, and here we can just increase the font size. Then we can just duplicate this. You can just duplicate this. Okay, so then here you can choose the font, different font, like we can choose the Instagram font here. Okay, here also we can choose some different font, like we can choose the Twitter font here. Okay, so you can add or whatever you want to add here, means your social icons, not whatever. So here now we can just go here, and here we can make this to theme one like this. You can also have some grow animation. Let's prefer grow animations. Okay, so you can just also you can use this color and make this completely white like this. Okay, so whatever colors you want, you can just now we can paste the styles to different one. So you can see. Now let's publish. And after that, if I go here and we're gonna refresh this, you can see we have these colors, and here also we have the social icon fully working. Okay, and the slides are also changing. Okay, so you can see how successfully we have built this hero section, which is also looking very good, because we have set all the globals, all the colors are global, all the fonts are global. So this is a better approach. Okay, so let's go to the next section where we're going to build the about us. Okay, so let's move to the next section. So the next section is this. So for that also we have to make the two section layout. So let's go below, and here we have to add the two containers like this. Okay, and here we can name this about, and here we can write 1300. Okay, and here we can write it to the top, it to the bottom like this. Okay, and if I go below, you can see we have these containers. This is the one, and this is the second. Okay, so now you can see in the first one we have this image like this. So we can just upload the image. Here we have this image. So let me find that image. I think where is the image gone, baby? So let's choose any different image, or let's me go here. Also you can use Unsplash to download all of your images. I largely use that. Yes, so this is the image. So I will put this image also in a description link. Okay, so you also get this image. Okay, so let's wait for it to upload. So let me select this. Okay, now you can see we have this. So first let's make this. So I think here we can also name this one, we can also name this two. So for that we can make this to 40%, and for the second one also we can make this to 60%. Okay, now you can see we have this about and all. We can also preview this like this. So this is looking very small. I think we can make this 50 only, and let's make this also 50 only. Okay, now you can see we have this about and all. So for that, let's go here, and here we can add this and here we can write about us. Okay, and here we have this color, so we can just go here and we can make this color like this. Here we can have this like this. Okay, and here also we can make this 60, 20. Okay, now you can see that we have this heading, so we can just drag and drop this heading. So here we can just make this black, and here we can just update this. So here we can make this 60. I prefer, let's use some small 50. Okay, 15 or 55. 55 is looking good, and we can make this 500. Okay, now we can use some lorem ipsum. So let's me add some lorem ipsum here like this. So this is done. Okay, now we have this list. So for the list we can use this. Okay, and we can just make this. Here we can just add a list box. Icon list will work. So here we can use this content. Okay, we can use this content, and here we can choose this check. So now we can just remove this, and we can duplicate this. Okay, and here also what we can do, we can duplicate this, and this is the list box. Okay, we can click on this, and we can make this 2. Okay, here we can make this 40. So now you can see we have this icon. We can make this, and here we can increase the font size. Here we have this 20, 10. Okay, let's keep this 10. Okay, here if you want we can also copy. Okay, let's remove that. Okay, we have this. Now let's publish. Now you can see we have this counter value. So for this we have to add some counter values here. So for that we can add a container again. Okay, and here we can remove all of this padding, and here we can add the counters box. Counters. Okay, just counters. Then we can go here and we can make this. Okay, so now you can see here we have, so now we can search for the widget, and here we can search for the widget counter. Okay, let me add this. Here you can see we have 10 experience. So for that you can just add 10, and here for the suffix we can add plus. Here we can add experience. Okay, we can also go with the numbers. We can increase them black. Let increase this to some little size. We can keep this 50. Let's keep this 60. Okay, we can also make this 500. Now you can see we have these experiences. So now we can go to the titles. We can make this black if you want, but I prefer having different colors. Okay, so here if I don't want this LoRa fonts, I can choose different one. Make this uppercase. Okay, like this. Okay, we can make this. Here we can also make this. Here we can make this also. Okay, this color is looking good, I think. So if you want, you can just increase the size of the number more. Let's keep this to 65. Okay, let's keep this 60 only. So we can just duplicate this like this. Okay, we can just go here and you can make this like this. Let's keep some gap of 50. Okay, and the list box, here you have the counters box. You can add some like this. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so this is looking good. Also we can increase some font size of this like 60. Okay, so this is looking good. We can also publish it. Now we have to just display this content. Suppose you want to add 120 plus projects. How we can do that? Just click on this. You can add here 120, and here you can add plus. Here you have the title. Just change this projects. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so in this way we can change the content according to us. Okay, so let's refresh this once. and after refreshing you can see we have successfully built this and this is looking good. Now you can see we have this layout. So how are we gonna do that and overlap this? So for that we can just add a new container. Okay, and here you can see first we have to set this color. Okay, set this color. Now let's put some gap here also. Here you can see we have the lorem ipsum. So what we can do, we can just copy this and we can put this lorem ipsum here. Okay, so let me change my internet connection. I think I have some network issue. Wait a minute. Okay, I don't want to pause the video in between, so that's why let me change my internet connection quickly. Thanks for the patience, guys. Here we can just change my connections. Let me choose this hacker. I have this hacker Wi-Fi. Okay, so let me go this. Okay, so now we are ready. Now you can see we have the styles. Here we can make this white. So here also you can see that you are getting some gap. So we can let's make this. Here you can see we have this now. So we can choose the image box here. Okay, like this. Here we can choose this. Here you can see we can choose this image. Okay, and here we can choose Lenny Johnson. And here we can choose this. Okay, for the image we can make this full. Okay, we can also change the width of this to 12%. Okay, and here we have the content. Here we have the white color. Okay, and here we can increase the size to some 20. Okay, then after that you can see we have the description here. We can make this also white, and here we can make this to like some more. Okay, and here we can increase this 21. Now you can see we have the box here where we have the content spacing. We can make this to center below. Okay, and here we have some image spacing also. Now you can see, and here we can increase the content spacing. Okay, then here we can have this 20. Okay, so this is looking good, I think. Now we have to change the width of this, so we can just go here and we can play with this width like this. Okay, we can change this width and all. Here you can see the images shrink, so we can just go here and we can go to the images. Here we can increase the size like this. Okay, now you can see we can go to the container, and here we can go to this end, and now we can just use the em value and we can just overlap this by going to the top and going some way to the right like this. Okay, so this is looking good. Now you can also preview this from here like this. Okay, so this is looking good, I think. Okay, so this is much to the top, so let's go and we can go to the top like this. Okay, now let's publish. And after that we have to just go here and we can refresh this, and after refreshing you can see we have this fully working, and this is also overlap. Okay, so you can see how quickly we are making websites. So I hope you understand. Please follow the steps. So let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the other layouts now. So now we're gonna make this. So for making this, what we can do, we can just edit here. We can see here also we need the two section layout. So here we can have this y choosers. So like we can add y choosers, and here we can add 1300. Okay, and here we can also make this 80 to the top, 80 to the bottom. Okay, here we can just add the theme bg color. Also we can just go here, and here you can see we have the container. Here also we have this container, so we can make this one, we can make this two. Okay, now you can see we have this y choosers. So what we can do, let's first add an, okay, so you can see we have this, so we can just copy this from here, just paste it here. Okay, we want to copy and paste this, so let's paste this. Okay, so also you can see we have the same layout, so we can also copy this. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor, that we can copy and paste any section from anywhere. Suppose we want to use this button, we can just go here and we can just paste this. Okay, then here you can see this is saying contact us, so we can just go here and we can just change this. Okay, so first you can copy and then you can, so now you can see that on hover we have this white color which is not visible, so we can try some different color like this and we can make this to white. Okay, like this, and in this button we can add some margin like 40 to the top. Let's give this 30. Okay, now you can see we have this, also we have this layout. So for the this, here we can put some gap like 60, and here we can put an image. Okay, so here you can choose any random image, so let me choose this image. Okay, so you can choose your own image, which image you want to choose. Also you can try the Unsplash, they give very good images. I largely use this image, I get these images from there only. Okay, so for this you can see, now what we can do, we can add this grids inside this, so we can search for the grid. Okay, let's add this grid. Here you can see for the second, here we can add 40. Okay, so for the grids we can make this white. Okay, grids are 2 by 2, so we can go to the here and here we can make 2 by 2. Okay, now we can add this container, so we can put this to 20 and we can make this to white. Okay, now we can add this headings, so this is saying experience teammate like and all this. Okay, and here we can make this to black and we can increase the size of this. Okay, and here we can just make this EM. So now we can just add some lorem ipsum text in below that. Okay, so we can just copy this first. Let's copy this. Okay, and here we have some borders also, so let's keep some borders, keep this 40. Okay, and we can put some borders, like we can have some box shadow. Okay, so in Elementor you can build website very fast if you know how to use that. You can make website for the clients. You also have the Elementor AI site builder, which you can just make the website and you can directly import to your hosting. So this is very powerful, I think. But I prefer you should learn some coding like React.js, Stack. So okay, so this way you will get full potential. So here we have the 150, 30, 20, then we can put 100. So 100 or 120 is good. Okay, and here also we can use some custom width, like we can use some different width like this. Also, and here you can see we have to add a container. Here we can add an image, so we're gonna use image. So I think we need this image, so let me open image this, on this image, and I'm gonna download this image. Okay, and we're gonna upload this image now. Okay, we're gonna upload this image. Here we're gonna choose the full. So here we can just make this custom. Okay, and here you can see 100% client satisfaction. So for that, what we can do, we can just copy this from here. Okay, and here we have this container. Here we can make this, and here we can also make this to right side. Okay, and here we can make this to smaller numbers. So here we can make this 100%. 100%. Here we can write the client satisfaction. Okay, we can make everything in the center. Okay, so we can make everything in the center. Sorry for the background music, guys. I hope you understand. Here we can make this 15. Also we can just go here and we can make this full width. Let's make this custom value. Okay, so in this way, and here we can place this, like sometimes this don't come properly, so we can make this better. We can use this title. Here also we can make this too. Okay, so we can use the line height. Okay, so this is done. You can just put some gap. I think we can use this container, and we can put some gap like 20 pixel. Okay, so like 20 pixel is good. Okay, so this is done. Now let's publish. Now we can go to this home spy 2 and we can refresh this, and after refreshing you can see we have this thing. This is looking good and everything is looking good. Okay, only you have to just change the content, like we can just, let's say, this content. Also I choosers, we can change this content here. Okay, so in this way you can just replace all of this content, replace the links and all. I hope you understand here. Okay, so let me refresh this, and after refreshing we're gonna build the next section, which are our service section. So let's see, I got refresh website. You can see this is looking good now. Okay, so let's move to the next section where we're going to build the services. So let's move to the next section where we're going to build the services. So you can see we have to build this now. So for that we can just go here and we can just add a new container like this. Okay, so here we have to just add this like services. Okay, we can name this. Here we can write 1300 max width. Here we have the 80 pixel to the top, 80 pixel to the bottom. Okay, so let me copy this from here and we can paste it. Okay, so we can also use the flexbox now, make everything in the center. Okay, now you can see we have this, so we can just copy this, paste it. We have to just change the content. Okay, and here we can also write our services. Then we have the lorem option. We can just again copy this, paste it. You can make this in the center. You can use some custom value, make this like this. Okay, then you can see we have to make this now. So this is looking little bit tough, but this is not. I will show you how. Now we can just add a grid here. Let's add this grid. So right now you can see we have this this 1 2 3 1 2 3 total 6. So let's make this like this. Inside this we can add a new container. Okay, and here also we can add this 30. Now you can see this. Okay, so now what we can do, we can just add the image first. So let's choose any image, like we want this image, right? And now you can see you have to set height. So let's set the height of 300. Right now let's set 50. This is good, 250 is good. Now we have to set this gradient, which is how this will have a look. Okay, now we can just choose this one, go to this structure, choose this one. Okay, here you can see we have the gradient option. No, this is not. We have to go to this first. We can make this center, position cover. Okay, this is good. Then in the background overlay, you will find this gradient effect. Here you have to choose the white and make this fully transparent. Okay, now next we can choose this. Okay, and here we can see we can minimize the 0%, and here we can have this. Okay, and here we can increase the full opacity like this. Here you can see we have the second color, and we can just okay, like this. You can see this is good. Now you can see we have this container. We can add a container here. Here we can put this to 200. Here we can put the text box. Okay, we can just remove all of this. Here we can add a heading. It will say interior design. Interior design, and this will make this to white. Okay, here is the text box 1. Here we can make this to okay, and here we can make this to 500. We can increase and decrease the size of this. Okay, and here we can just add this text editor. Okay, so you can just choose any random. Okay, so means you can add your text. Let's delete this. Let's go here. Let's make this white. Okay, you will see some random spacing here, so just go below like this. Okay, and here you can see we can increase this. You can see we have this grid one. Let's increase this to 300 like this. Okay, now you can see we have the text box, and here in the gradient background overlay, in this background overlay you will find these colors. So here we can increase this okay, so this is visible now. Also we can just go to this 10. Okay, now you can see when I move our mouse, it is going to the top. For that, what you can do, you can just go this container, go to the advanced. Here you will find option transform. Okay, so in the scale option, put it 0, nothing will be changed. But okay, not in the scale, we have to choose the offset. So here don't do anything, go to the hover, choose the offset, and here in the y direction we can add some like this. So let's put some negative value, like we can put 40, so it will go to the top. Okay, so this is done. Let's publish this first, so we don't lose any changes. Now let's add a new container. Okay, we will need a new container. So this is not, this should be outside this. Okay, so this will be outside this. So this is the btn. Okay, right now we can choose the color here, and inside this we can put an arrow, so we can choose the icon. Okay, so we can choose SVG. So I think I have some SVG. This is the arrow, right? I think this is the SVG. I will give you this SVG also in the video, in the folder. Okay, there this is. Now we can choose this button. Now we have to play with this width, like we can play with this width. Okay, and here you can see we can remove this. Now we can just make this white, whatever you want to paint the color, but it will not work because it is already changed color. Now we can make this to 40. Okay, and here we can also make this to 23. So I think the color is not the same, so let me choose this color. Okay, now perfect. Now we can just go here. Let's save the btn also. choose the version. So we can choose the one, and we can make the space between, and for the btn we can make this to end. So you can see we have this, and this is also working. So this our box is done. Now let's publish. Okay, so we have successfully built that box. Now what to do? We have to just go to this one, and we can just duplicate this. Okay, let's duplicate this. Okay, and here you have to just replace all of this content. Like you can go to the second one, go to this. Here you can choose any different image, like we want to choose this image. Okay, so in this way you can just update all of these content and all also. Okay, now let's publish. So this is also done. Now let's go to this, and here you can also refresh. So here you can see we have this fully working settings section also. Okay, now let's here also you can see how our effect is working. Just here to refresh all of this content for all. Okay, so now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this project section. So now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this project section. So for making this we can add a new section. Okay, so here I think we have this bg also. So let's add this. Here we can name these projects. Here we can add 1300 max width. Okay, here we can just add it to the top, and here we can add it to the bottom. Here we have the bg. Okay, here we have the theme bg. Now we can just add this from the top. Let's add this one by one. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor, that you can copy and paste your section from anywhere. Okay, we can also copy this, paste it here. Now we can go to the projects, and here we can make everything in the sample. Okay, now you can see we have this project, so we can just rename, copy this, and here we can also remove this, where we can write our. Now you can see we have these projects. Now we have to make these tabs. So for making the tabs, what we can do, we can search it here, tabs. Okay, we can just drag and drop this. Okay, now you can see we have this. So first let's make this. Okay, so now we can see we can just for the normal you can see we have this white and black, so we can make this white. Okay, and for the hover we can make this, and for the active also we can make this. Okay, like this. Now you can see we have these titles. Here you can see we have this. So for the normal we can make this black. Also we can use some fonts, like we can change the font size popping. Okay, and for the hover also, for the hover we can make this white, and for this we can make this white. Okay, that's it. Okay, so this is looking good. Now for the tabs, so we can have some gaps, and here also we can have some gaps, like we can keep 20, and this is the gap between tabs, like this. Now we can use this Scandium living room office space, so we can just write here living room. Okay, so you can paste whatever you want to add here, text according to you. So now you can see we have this tabs. Below that you have the tab 1. We can make this like this. Okay, then inside the tab 1 we have to make this type of layout. So first we have to add. Okay, so let's do one thing. Okay, you can see we will find this this option. Okay, now you can see we have the tab 1, name 1 and 2. Okay, so here we have to put a border like this at the top. So let's put that border first. Okay, here we can put 30, 40. Okay, and here also we have this one. We can make this this. We can also make this. Now here we can see we have the image, so we can just drag and drop this in the second one, and we can choose a random image. So let's choose this image. Okay, and for here you can see we have this heading. So let's add a new heading here, and this we can copy this. Okay, and here we can choose this, make this black. We can also increase and decrease the size and make this 500. Okay, then we have the lorem ipsum. Okay, lorem ipsum we have, and here we have the code. Okay, like this. Okay, and here we can make this black. We can make this custom value, and we can just decrease and decrease this. Okay, now we have this list, so we can search it for the list here. Here we can have this clean lines. Okay, and here we can have this, we can make this like this. For the icon we can make this to like this. Here also for the black we can make this theme black. Okay, I think we have this. Now we have to now we want this button. We can copy this button from the top like this, and we can just go here, paste it. Okay, we can paste this below icon list like this. This will say view more. So view details, something like this. Now we have this gallery, so we can use a gallery widget here. Okay, we can just add a gallery widget. Here we can choose some different images, like we can choose this 2-3 images. Okay, let's choose only 2 images. Okay, so in this way you can make the gallery. Here we can make this 1 2 here, so we can make this to full. Okay, like this. So let's wait for it. Okay, so in this way, and here also we can put some gap now. So you can see we have tabs, projects. So you can see we have the tabs. Here we have the tab 1, inside we have 1 and 2. So we can just go to the tab. Here we can make everything in the center, and here we can put some gap like 60 pixel. Okay, we can put this like this. Okay, and you can just increase and decrease the height of this, like if you want to be to the end, you can just use it like this. Okay, so this is looking good. I hope you understand. So this is done. Now let's publish this. So one more thing, if you go to the preview, you can see we have this one, also we have the second one blank. So also I think we have some gap at the top. For that I'm gonna use this distance one. Can add more distance. Let's add the 45 distance. Okay, now we can just do the tabs. Here we can duplicate this. Okay, also we can use this to have this here 30 20. Here we can add office space, family house, whatever you want to add the projects. Like here we can change the office space. Here we can add the family house. Okay, like this. Okay, so let's wait for some time, it will load like this. You can see you can just now replace all of this content, and then it will look good. Okay, now let's see, and we're gonna refresh this website again. So I think our project section is also ready. You can see our project section is also ready. Okay, we have to just replace all of this content. Okay, so you can see now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the other section. Okay, so let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this CTA. So let's make this CTA section here. Okay, we're gonna make this CTA, and here we can also write 1300. Okay, and here we can write it to the top, it to the bottom. Okay, and here we can just add this different colors and all. We can make this to also center and center, and this should be cover. Okay, and here we can choose the background overlay. Okay, so here we can use this. We can make this black. Okay, here we can make this too. Here we can make everything to fix, so it will be fixed like this. Okay, and here also we can make this to little bit, like we can make this for 40 or 50. Okay, now let's make this. So here we can see we have this. Okay, so now you can see we have this get started. So let's copy this here. Let's paste it here, and here also we can make this everything in the center. Okay, and this would be white in color, and this would say get started like this. Here also you can see we have this like, so we can just copy this. Also we can make this white. Okay, and here you can see we have this. Then we can add some lorem ipsum here also. Okay, we can make this white. Okay, what I have done here, we can make this custom, make everything in the center first like this. Okay, now you can see we have these two buttons. So, or we are not gonna make this button from start again. We're gonna just copy this full container. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor, that we can copy and paste our sections. Okay, this is not copyable, strange. Let's do, we can just drag and drop this. Okay, now we can just go here, and now we can just go to the top and just copy this. Also we can again copy this. Okay, and here we can just go here, and here we can everything in the center. Okay, if we want, we can make this little bit more. Okay, we can make this here 100 like this. Let's publish. Now we can just go to this and we can just refresh it here. After refreshing, if I go below, you can see we have this CT section also. Okay, now let's move to the next section. Let's put this little bit margin to the top, like this 30. Publish. Now let's move to the next section where we're going to build this whatever client says section. Okay, now let's move to this what client says section. So here you can see that we have this type of layout. So now we have to again add a new container. Okay, and this will say testimonials. Here we can write 1300, and this would be it to the top, it to the bottom. Okay, and here if I go below, we can add one more container. Okay, and here you can see we can add two containers again. Here we can write top, here we can write one. You can duplicate this. Okay, and here we can just make this. So here we can just copy this and paste it here. Here we can make this in the left right line. Here we can say discover more. Discover more. Also here you can see we have this. What we can do, we can just copy and paste this also. So where should I copy? Okay, so here I have this. So let me go below. Here we have trusted by many. So again we're gonna copy this. Okay, let's delete this. So you can just copy this and you can just go here and just paste it here. Okay, so now again we can just make this okay. Now we want this divider. So for the divider we can just add a new container here. Okay, and here you can see we have this solid. Okay, and here if I see, you can see we have this black line below. So what we can do, we can just go here and we can just add this to 20. Okay, like this. Now you can see we have this slider. So for the slider we can use the carousel widget like this. Okay, we can make everything here like this. So if I go to the slide one, we can make this full width and make this. So now let's make this one and this will also be one. Okay, here you have the slide one full width and this will like this. Now you can see we want the two section layout, so again we can just go here and choose the two section layout. Okay, this also we can choose this and make this like this. Now for this we can use an image, so let's add an image, and for the image we're gonna choose this. Let's choose this. Okay, so here we have this main. In the top I think we have this border. The border is in the okay, so this one. So what we can do, we can just put some padding to the top. I think this will work or not. Okay, so this will work. The 60 padding, let's put, and here we can put some text. Now we can put this text here. Okay, we can copy this. Also we can copy this and make this black. Okay, then we can just add a divider. Can make this. Then we can add a heading. David Raymond, we can name this David Raymond, and here we can make this black. Okay, and here we can make this 500, and we can increase and decrease the font size. Okay, and here we can just duplicate this, and this is like you can name this office. Okay, so I am putting all the random details. You can just put the actual details. Okay, I hope you understand. Here we can make this to this. Also we can just go here and we can make this to this, and here we can put this 30. Now we have to put this in the center. How to do that? We can see we have the slide one. Okay, just go here and make everything in the center like this. You can also put some gap, like let's put the gap of 60. Okay, let's put the gap of 60. You can also make this custom width. You can just make this custom like this. Okay, so let's like, okay, so in this way you can increase the name of this. Okay, so this is done. Now let's publish once, and one more thing we have to do, we have to just go to the carousel, go to this, and here we can duplicate this. So you can duplicate, let's duplicate this 3 times. Now go to the setting. Here we can make the slides run after every 3 seconds. We don't want to pause it on interaction and hover. We want the infinite scroll. If you want to make the pause, you can just choose the pause on interaction. And here we don't want the navigation arrows, we only want the pagination. You can choose the pagination. Here you have dots. Okay, more options are there. Let's wait. If you can see, we have this more option. here, but I prefer to use the dots. Now go to this gaps between slides, so we don't have any gap. We can go to the pagination. Here we can increase the size, like we can put the size to 13 always. Yeah, 13 is good, or 12. I prefer 13. Here we can have some colors. Also here we can put some spacing. So let's put the 30 pixel spacing, or we can put 50, put 60. Okay, like this. Now we can just publish. Then after that we can just refresh it here. After refreshing, if I go below, you can see we have this trusted by many testimonial also working. Okay, here we have the slide. Yes, we have to replace all of this content. Okay, so this is also done. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the FAQ. Okay, so now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the FAQ section now. So you can see we have to build this FAQ now. We have to build the FAQ now, and here we have to add this. So we can add this FAQ, and here we can add 1300. Okay, now again we can put the 80 to the top and 80 to the bottom. Here you can see we have this. Now we can go to this, and here we can have this theme BG. Okay, now we can just copy this from here and we can paste it here. Okay, so this will say FAQ. We can make everything in the center, and here also we can put this frequently asked questions. So let's put this also. Okay, and here also we can put two containers. Okay, and here we can add one, and just duplicate this. We can make this left and right. Okay, and here we can add this. Now you can see we have this. Okay, so now what we can do, we can just add 1 and 2. So in the first one we can make this to 60%, and the second one we can make this to 40%, like, right? So now for the first one we can make everything in the white color. Let's make everything in the white color, and here you can see we can make this to 30. Okay, and here you can see we have these tabs. So these are not the tabs, these are the accordions. So we can use these accordions. Okay, now what we can do, we can just make it stretch, and for the icon position make it here. So now we can just write what service do you offer. So suppose I want to write what services do you offer, like this. Okay, and we can just duplicate this to the, here you can see we have this inner one. So for that we can add a text directly, like this. Also we can put some gap padding here. Now you can see we have this heading. Now let's duplicate this time. Okay, now let's go to this space between items. So we can put this 30, so we have some space like this. Distance from content, so we can put 20. So I think this is the distance. What I think we can make this default. We don't want any distance. Okay, now you can see this is the accordion. So in the normal, accordion will have this color. Okay, so in the normal, let's put this color, theme BG. Okay, also we don't want the border, remove the border. Let's make this none. Also we want to have some padding, so let's have some padding. Okay, and on hover we don't have any colors on this, so we don't want the colors. Okay, so inside this we want some white color, like this. Okay, and also you can make this secondary. Okay, that's it. Now you can see we have this. Now if I go to the header, if here you can see we can choose the default is already, so we can increase the size of this. We can make this 600. Okay, Here we can use the pop-in font. Okay, like this. So all these things are done. Now let's publish once. Okay, so this is done. I think we don't want to do any changes now. Okay, in this way you can make this. Now you have to make this. So for that we can again go to this, and here we can make this a white color. Okay, let's see how much padding we have given, 30. So we can give the 30 padding here also. Okay, 30. Okay, now we can add a heading. This heading will say have another question, let us know. Here's the center. Here we can make this black. Okay, we can increase and decrease the size of this. Okay, now let me make this to. Okay, here you can see we have this name, email, and this like this. So we can just go to this. We can make this large. Okay, we want this button to be medium, and the button will say submit. Okay, now you can see we have this. Let's me publish this one so we don't lose any changes. Okay, so we have done this. Now we have to design this like this. So for that you can see we have this label. So label we want to make this black. Okay, and we can also make this pop-ins font here. Let's make this pop-ins font. Okay, and here you can see we have this. So now what we can do, we can just go to this field option, and here you can see here the background color. We can choose theme BG. We don't want these borders, so we can make this 0. Okay, and here we have the text color to black. Here also we can make this pop-ins. Okay, pop-ins. Then we can have this label spacing, and we have fields. We can make this 0. Okay, and for the border areas we can make this 0 also. Then we have this. So for the row gap we can have some gap like 30. Okay, like this. Okay, for the label also we can have some more gap like 13. Okay, this is good. And now we can make this to buttons. We can go to the button, make this center, and here also we can make this to pop-ins font. Okay, like this. Here also we can make this color. Okay, like this. Now you can see we have this containers sections 1 and 2. So we can go to this container, and here we can make this to stretch. So this will be stretched. Okay, and for that inside this we can make everything in the center, or we can make this at the start. For this also we can make everything start. Okay, so this is done. Now let's publish, and we can just go here and we can refresh this. Now let's go below. Here you can see we have this, and this thing is little annoying. We can just make this in a 2-line. We can use the custom like this. Also we can put some gap below 20. So if I go to this here we also have this hover, so we can just put the hover also on this. We can go to the buttons. That we don't want the border radius, we can make this 0, and on hover we want this and okay, and this is the bob animation like this. Publish. Now let's refresh. Now if we go below, we can see we have this thing fully ready. Okay, and this is also okay. So one more thing is this, we are getting this border, so let's remove that also. We can click on this, and here you can see in this content, if I go to these items, we can go to this border and we can remove the border from here. Okay, so in this way you can just remove the borders from all. Okay, by going to this, remove this, here you can remove the borders. Okay, so in this way I hope you understand. Now let's publish. Now if I go to this home spire 2, here we can just refresh. Here you can see we have this now. Okay, so this is also done. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the header and footer now. Okay, now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this footer. So for making the footer, we can just go to these templates, and here we can open the theme builder from here. Okay, we can go to the footer, and in this footer what we can do, we can just make this so we can just remove this, and here we can also delete this. So now here you can see that we have this, so we can just make a new container, and here we can write footer, that we can write 1300 advanced. We can add it 60 to the top, 60 to the bottom. Okay, and here we can just add a color, this color. Okay, this color. Okay, now you can see we have to make this first. So for the first one, let's first add a divider. Let's add a divider here, and here we can make this divider to white color. Okay, like this. Now we're gonna add a container. Now let's add a container. You can add a container here. Let's add a container. Okay, so this is the first, and here you can see we have to add a heading. This heading will say follow on social media, like this, and here we can make this to white. Okay, and here we can make this to 23. So here we have the social icon. Here we can have this social icon. Okay, so here we have this social icon, so we can just go to this, we can make this, here we can have this to like this. Okay, and here also I think we have some padding and all. I don't know, we don't have any padding, so that again it is not coming in the center. Okay, so now in the center. Okay, so here we can make this custom color, and this we're gonna make this to blank. Okay, we can make this white. Spacing and padding would be like this. Okay, and here we can have the size to this 20. Okay, here we have the spacing to this this. Okay, now you can see we have this. What we can do, we can just add a new container here. Okay, then again we have to add 4 container inside this, so we can add one. We can name this inner, duplicate this. Okay, and here we can add this. Now you can see we have this image. Now we can have this logo here, and here we have the custom. Here we can have this too. Here we can make this to white color. Okay, we can make this 15. Now you can see we have this, so we can now copy this, and this will have the word company. Okay, and here we can have this list. Okay, we can choose this circle, and here we can have the home. Here we can have the about. Services, teams. Okay, so in this way we can put this contact. Okay, so in this way we can put this also. We can make this icon color. Let's put the white. Let's increase the icon size. In the text also we can make this white. Okay, like this. Here we can make this to 40. Okay, now what we can do, we can just delete the rest inners. Now we can duplicate this. Okay, and also you can see we have this footer, and now we can just make this to 40. Okay, now if I go to this, here we can use this to, let's use this 40. Let's use this 40, and for the rest we can use 20. This also we can use this to 20, and this also we can make this to 20, like this also. And here we can use some custom value like this. Okay, and here we can make this to 45. So now you can see we have this. So here you can see now we have to add this. So right now you can see this. So let's put this here. Suppose I want to add a phone number, so we can choose the phone icon here. Okay, so here we can add a random number, like we can add some random numbers like this also. Okay, now we can remove this. Here we can add, suppose here we want to add some Gmail, so we can search for message. Okay, here we can have some envelope like things, so we can use this as a Gmail icon. Here we can add house aspire @ contacts.us. Okay, and for the map option we can also use some map icon like this, and we can put this some random email, random address for now, but you should put your address like this. Okay, and here we can write company. Here we can write this text like contact info. Okay, like this, these things. Also now we can put this some gap, like we can put the gap of 50. Okay, 50, and here we can just make this 90. Okay, and here we can write subscribe newsletter. Okay, like this. Let's put some. Okay, so like this. Also what we can do, let's you can see we have this inner. Let me make this to 30, and for the last one we can increase this to 30. Okay, now we can just make this to full width. Okay, and we can also increase this like this. Also, you can, if you want, you can just play with it like this also. So whatever you like, you can decrease the size of this to this. Okay, and here we can remove this, and here we can add a form. Here we can add this medium. Okay, and here we can write this to subscribe. Here we can add this to medium also. We can make this small. Okay, we can make this medium, and also we don't want to put the label here. Email address. Okay, we can make this to full width also. Okay, done. Now we can go to this field option. Here you can see we have the background color. We don't want any background color. Let's make this blank. And for this we can make this white. Okay, here we can use the Poppins font. Here also we can make this white. We don't want any border radius. Okay, let's put some border width. We don't want border radius. Okay, and for the button we can use this color, like we can use this white first. Let's make this white, and we can make this to black. Okay, here we can use the Poppins. Okay, like this. Also we can just make this button size too small. Okay, like this, but let's prefer medium only. And when for the button hover, we can make this to this color, and this text would be like this. So we can also have this some animation like sync animation. We can use sync animation, so it will go below like this. Okay, this is done. Let's publish. Then after that, let me refresh this here. After refreshing, we will get back to below. So you can see our footer is also live. Okay, so in this way we can make the footer. Now let's move to the final section where we're gonna build the header. Now let's make the header. So for that we can go to the panels. We can add a menu here. Okay, and after that let's add a menu. Here we can add the final menu. This is the header, create menu. Okay, here we can have the header. Now you can see we have the custom links. Here we have the about services, projects. Here we have the services. Okay, here we have the project. Okay, and here we have testimonial, FAQ, and contact. So here we can have testimonials. Here we can have FAQ, and here we have the contact. Okay, let's save this menu first. Now we can go to the theme builder and we can open this. Okay, now we can add a header. For making this header, this is very simple header, I know, but we want to make this transparent. So for that we first add this container. Let's make this header. Here we can put 1300. Here also we can make this. Okay, and here we can add a Okay, and here we can have this like this. Okay, so I am using this random logo. Okay, that's this. Now we can make this footer, delete this footer. Here we can add this WordPress menu, drag and drop this below, and here let's make this header center like this. Okay, now here you can see we have this none, and here we can have this text. This would be full width and this would be center. Okay, here you can see that we can make this like this, and here we can make this to 500 uppercase. Okay, and here you can see we have this theme color, and this also would be theme color. Don't want to make this grow, we can make this none. Okay, like this, simple. Also we want this book a call button, so we are not gonna make this from scratch. I know I'm lazy, but lazy is one of the smartest worker. So we are using Elementor, so we are smart. We have to build smart. You can put this link here. Okay, whatever you want to redirect this. Let's make this 13 and let's make this 13 here also. Okay, we can make this a little bit smaller, 25, 25. Okay, and this will say book call. So we can just go here and here we can write the call. Okay, like this. Now let's publish this once. That condition and that side 7 close. So now let's try to refresh this. After refreshing, you can see that our header is also live, but there is problem. We have to make this transparent, but we are not using it transparent. For that, let's go to this header again. Let's go here. Now let's make this transparent. Okay, this is transparent. Also, let's put some z index. So let's put the z index highest 100. Okay, now let's publish. Also, let's do one thing. Let me delete all of this, and we're gonna refresh this. Now we're gonna open this again. So now we're gonna edit both Elementor header, footer, and the page between this at one place. Okay, let me show you how. So you can see we have this. So now you can see we have this hero. So now we can go to this header by clicking on this. So you can see we are redirected to the header. Okay, now you can see we can go to the header, go to this. Here we can add em value, and here we can make this bottom some negative values. So like this, so you can see header become transparent. Now we have to again go to the page, and we have to put some a padding to the top of this hero section. So you can see we have this hero section here. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, only we have to put some padding above the hero section. Let's wait for it to open. You can see we have this hero. Now you can see we can increase some padding, like we can add 130 or we can put 150. Okay, 150 is looking good, I think. Let's publish. Okay, now let's wait for it to save. Okay, then after that we have to just refresh this. So let's refresh this here, and you can see we have successfully built this. Okay, we have successfully built this, and this is also transparent. Okay, so this is still loading. Okay, so let's leave it. So you understand what we have to do. We have to just put some padding at the top. So this is done. So you can see our whole website is successfully built for the desktop, and we have successfully built all of these sections. Okay, everything is done. Now let's move to the next part where we're gonna add this scroll to top button. For that, I'm gonna use a plugin. So let's go to the plugin option, and here let me do one thing. Let me change my Wi-Fi. Let's choose the different Wi-Fi. Okay. Okay, now let me try to save this again. Okay, we want to add that scroll to button. Let's click on this add plugin. Here we have to search for WP front scroll. Okay, then after search you will find this plugin. Let's install this. Okay, let's install this. Now let's activate this plugin. We can enable this, and we can also auto hide this. Hide on WP admin. And here you can choose which position you want to put. Suppose I want to put in the bottom right, bottom left, top right, top left. So let's put on the top bottom right. You can also put how many margin and why all of these pages you can put, include pages or not. Okay, so you can do all of this. Let's choose this. You can also choose any custom media. If you want to choose any custom icon, you can just put it here. Okay, choosing this. Now let's save the changes. Okay, this is also saved. Now this is also saved. Now let's refresh this. And after refreshing you will find that we have some flattening here also, and also we have this scroll to top button. Okay, now let me show you how to add the animations. So suppose I want to add the animation in the website. So right now you can see we have this type of animation in this. So how you gonna do that animation? So let me show you. Okay, so let's add the same animation in this. So you have this hero homepage ready. Now you can add animation anywhere, any container, button and all, everything you are seeing here. Just you have to click on this, which suppose I want to add the animation this text. So we can click on this text. Then we can go to the motion effect. Here you will find entrance animation. We can choose, suppose I want to add the zoom in animation. There are so much animation, you can choose it from there according to. Okay, we can choose the speed, animation duration, fast, normal, slow. I prefer fast. Animation delay, how much delay you want to add to. I want 50 seconds, 50 milliseconds. So after 50 milliseconds the animation will work. Then here we have this also we can have this entrance animation like slide up, and this will come after 100 milliseconds. First that will come, then this will come. Okay, then again I will go to this. Here I will have the animations, and this will be slide in up animation, and this will come after 150 milliseconds. Okay, now we have this container, and here we can have the zoom in animation, and this will come after 50, 100, 150, and this will come after 200. Okay, and here we can have this, and this will come after slide in right, and this will come after 250 milliseconds. Okay, you have to just play with the millisecond speed. Always try to increase to have a sequence animation. I hope you are understanding this. Now you can see the magic animation will become live. You can see how cool is looking. This animations are also working. Okay, you can see like this. Okay, so in this way we can put animation in all our website. Now let me show you the mobile part. So suppose you want to do the responsive, you have to just choose this option from the top, mobile, tablet and all of this. So for the tablet and the mobile all is same. So let's make this mobile this responsive. Here you have hero. Here we can put this 80, 20, 80 and 20. Also here we can have this too, like this. Okay, and here also we can make this to full width. Okay, this is done. Here also we can make this to like in the right. Also we can put some gap at the top, 30, 50, like this. Now let's go below. Here we can also put this like 50, 20, 80 and 20, like this. Okay, all these are already responsive. You can see. You can also increase and decrease the size. Suppose in the mobile you want to have any different size. Suppose I want to use 45. You can do that. Okay, so this will not affect in the desktop. This will only for the mobile. Okay, so this is power of the Elementor. You can here also just put 80, 20, 80 and Okay, so rest part also always Elementor do that for you. Here also make the same size. Okay, here you can see we can make this full width. Okay, like this. Here you can see we don't have any gap, so let's put this below like this. Okay, and here also we can put this. Okay, like this, and here also we can put this. We can put some gap like 100. Okay, let's use the gap here. So there are multiple ways to fix everything, your problem and all. Okay, so suppose I want to increase the size of this. Let's increase. I think here we have to increase the size. Okay, so this is done. Here we can go to the number. We can decrease the size. Okay, so in this way we can just do it all. Okay, we can just increase and decrease the size. Here also we can put some number gap. Okay, like this. So you can just do that. Now let's make this. So you can see here we have this. So you can see we have this grid. You can see in the left we can make this like this. Okay, so in this way you can make this 30. So this is also done. After that you can see we have this our services. So we can just go here and we can just make this 80, 20, 80 and 20. And we can make this in the center, and we can also play with this like 50, or if you want to add the 40. Okay, so in this way here you can see this is not fully, so we can make this full width. Now you can see we have this, so for that we can use 100 pixel. Okay, 100. Okay, so in this way you can just make this for all 100. You can also copy this and paste it like this. Okay, so in this way all of the designs are almost same. Now you can see we have again this, so we can again go to this 80, 20, 80 and 20. Okay, and here also we can have this 40. So in this way you can see here we have the tabs. For this tab I want to show some additional settings. Here we have to add the horizontal scroll, and this would be none. Okay, so this is done. Here it's giving some height problem, so we can make this to 300 like this. Okay, do it for all. Here also we can see we have this. Now here we can have 80, 20, 80 and 20. Also we can make this in the center. Okay, you have to just play with the font size, make this smaller, and here we can make this to full width. Okay, so in this way here you can see we have this again section. Let's make this also 80, 20, 80 and 20. And here also we can make this to this. We can make this to this. Okay, so in this way FAQ we have. Here we can make this to also 80, 20, 80 and 20. And this also we can make this in the center. Okay, like this. Rest things are almost responsive. It's published. So you can see our fully homepage is fully responsive. Now let's make this footer responsive. Okay, so for the footer you can see we have this, so we can click on this, and here we can have 60, 20, 20, and here we can have the 60. Okay, like this. Now let's publish. Now we want to make the header responsive, so let's go to the header from here. Okay, let's go to this header. We are already on the header, so let's choose the image. So you have to use the structure here. So let's increase the size. Okay, like this. Okay, like this. Here we can use the WordPress menu. Here we can make this toggle button to, let's make this white. Inner one would be like this. Okay, and for the drop down we can use this to this, and we can make this white. Okay, and here you can play with this. So this is also responsive. Now let's publish this. Then after that, now let's go to the edit page. Now let's go to the edit page option, and here you will see, you will find this hero section. You can see here we can have this to 150. Okay, so this is done. Also, if you want to make this in one line, you can just click on this, and you can make this like this, vertical. Let's publish. Okay, so in this way we can make everything responsive. This is also fully working. Now let's wait for it. I think I'm facing today some network issues, sorry for that. So you can see our whole website is done. Also our mobile part is also done. If I show you, you can see only there is some issue with this because this is not saving, but rest you can see all things are fully responsive. We have successfully built the whole website step by step. Here also you can see we have the slider. Okay, so you have to just replace all of this content. Also, if you want to buy this kit, all the links are in the video description. Do check it out. We are selling this kit at very affordable rates. There are so many kits that we have made. You can buy that also. Also we will give you the Elementor Pro. If you want to buy, we have the lifetime validity. I will give you that Elementor Pro that I am using in the video to make all of these websites. Okay, so this is not updating. So after updating that, we are only just put at this padding at the top. Okay, no bigger changes. So here you can see everything is done. Just they are not moving to their respective section. So how we're gonna do that? Let's close this. Okay, so now let me show you how we can do that. So you can see when we click, we have this CSS ID here about project testimony. We have to just use these IDs. Okay, so let me show you where to put these IDs. Suppose I want to link this about services and projects. Okay, suppose I want to, when I click on this about it should goes to this about section. For that I will show you how to put that links. So this is open. So let's go to this about. So that's why I have named this. Let's go to the about advanced, and here you will find the CSS ID. Here let's put the about. Okay, suppose here we have this suppose we have this here services. So here we can see we have the services. Let's go to this, and here we can find the services. Okay, in this way you have to just follow for all. Now let's publish, and let me refresh the website for the final time. Let's refresh. So here you can see when we click, it will go to the about. Similarly, it will go to the services. Okay, so you have to do this for all. Okay, so I hope you understand how to make this type of awesome website by using the Elementor and the WordPress. All the images are in the free in the video description. Also you can buy this Elementor kit. Okay, so I hope you understand how to make this website step by step. Please support our channel. If you are new to our channel, please share our videos with your friends. Okay, and please subscribe to our channel, and I'm gonna see you next time.